You might remember that back in July, I talked to you about science fiction author Orson Scott Card, author of the book Ender's Game. It's a book that I've read. It's a book that I like. I think it's a very interesting book. He was being called out for being boycotted. There was a group called Geeks Out that was calling for a boycott of the movie, the upcoming movie to be based on the book Ender's Game, because Card, who is a Mormon, has been really outspoken about his views on homosexuality, his objections to same-sex marriage. He's also been a board member of the National Organization for Marriage, which, of course, Lewis, is one of the most bigoted anti-gay groups in the country. That was back in July. He's back in the news again, and it's getting worse and worse. Now, anti-gay Orson Scott Card is in the news because he's been appointed to the board of a PBS station in North Carolina. In a statement on Monday, UNC-TV announced that Republican State Senate President Pro Tem Phil Berger has named Orson Scott Card to the UNC-TV Board of Trustees, and he said, we are pleased to welcome, this is actually Chairman Rob Tier, we're pleased to welcome Mr. Card to the UNC-TV Board of Trustees. To get you up to speed, not only is Orson Scott Card incredibly anti-gay, he was at one point a board member in one of the worst bigoted anti-LGBT organizations in the country, but he also compared President Obama to Hitler. Earlier this year, in a column he wrote, Card speculated that Obama will put a thin veneer of training and military structure on urban gangs and turn them into brown shirts. Obama is, by character and preference, a dictator. He hates the very idea of compromise. He demonizes his critics and despises even his own toadies in the liberal press. Like Hitler, he needs a powerful domestic army to terrify any opposition that might arise. So I have a couple of problems with the statement, obviously. Number one, factually speaking, President Obama compromised way too much. It was George W. Bush who actually said it would be way easier to be president if it were a dictatorship. Remember when he said that, Lewis?
Yep, he said that exactly, and then added, as long as I was the dictator.
As long as he was the dictator, right. And then, of course, President Obama compromising way too much, and it didn't go anywhere, Republicans standing in his way. I'm kind of getting off topic because I don't think Orson Scott Card cares at all about that. So there it is. Now he is on the board of a PBS station, and I have to tell you, PBS stations, many of them are already in crisis. They've got increasingly, they have an increasingly older group of donors. They are not engaging young people because the programming is not appealing to them by and large. And PBS stations have a big problem. And I don't know that the way to bring in more young people is to have an anti-gay sci-fi author who thinks Obama's like Hitler on your board.
No, I can't imagine any good would come of this, and I can't imagine that this is a man who likes most of the programming that he would find on PBS. Am I right?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you, although maybe he likes the show, the Antique Roadshow or something like that. I don't know. The point is, though, we need strong alternatives to corporate media, and PBS, the Charlie Rose program, is fantastic. Nova and Nova Science Now, fantastic. There is a lot of good programming on PBS because it's not all good and all appealing. There have been serious funding problems within PBS. And the last thing we need when thinking of ways to strengthen alternatives to corporate media is having Orson Scott Card on your board. Absolutely horrible. Lewis, big news on the bonus show. The bonus show is now in high definition. Are you enjoying the HD bonus show, Lewis?
To be perfectly honest, the upgrade has had no impact on me at all.
Yeah, so really the hosting of the bonus show for you is really no different now that it's in HD.
Not at all.
Well, listen, the audience is noticing and the audience loves it. How do you become a David Pakman Show member and get access to the bonus show? Very easy. Go to our website, davidpakman.com. And if you do it in the next 72 hours, we're going to give you a David Pakman Show hoodie made from recycled materials, as well as a David Pakman Show bumper sticker with your membership. We've got a great bundle, davidpakman.com/fall13. Fall 13. Check it out. Excellent, excellent interview coming up today.